Welcome to the suburbs with Andy and Greg.
You see this thing here?
You get the cancer.
So there was a year that our apple trees were so bountiful that I bought a 100-year-old cider press. I mean, you use so many apples, I was putting them in a wheelbarrow, and then I would wash them in the wheelbarrow and then take them around to the porch. I had to do it on the porch because that's when those yellow jackets start coming out. And
they attack.
Oh, my gosh. It was like a swarm of them. And I'm like, I got to get away from you guys. So I did it on the porch, and I banged my ankle on the wheelbarrow, cut it, and then it healed. But when it healed, there was like this knot of a scar. I go to the dermatologist every year, and they look at they point out all my flaws.
I call it the mole patrol.
That's exactly what they are. So anyway, back to the cancer on my ankle. Long story short, all of a sudden it started bleeding in the shower like 2 months ago. I didn't even notice it. And then I'm like toweling off, and I look, and there's this small pool of blood on the bathroom tile.
Sounds like you need a bandaid and Ringer's Lactate stat.
And then I look at my ankle, and I feel like a girl who cut herself shaving her leg. And so I finally get it stopped, and I'm looking around, and my wife is one of these people that has to have an ointment and lotion, and like you go into the towel closet. What's that called?
Pageantry? Linen closet.
The linen closet. It did seem a little terse when you came back to me the last time I asked, what do you call pageantry?
Write it down.
She's actually taken, this is like this episode of SpongeBob where they're selling chocolates, and this guy's like, you fast timers need a purse to carry your chocolates in. And so he sells, rather than them selling him chocolate, he sells them a purse. And then they come around to him again, and he's like, you need a purse to carry your purse that carries the chocolate. Next thing you know, they've got like 10 purses, a purse and a purse and a purse and a purse to get to the chocolate.
Like the Russian nesting dolls.
Yes, it's exactly like that. And so that's what our linen closet is like. Each Tupperware's rectangular container holds a different type of lotion or something, and no Band-Aids. And so I'm just like bleeding out trying to find a Band-Aid. And I finally find one that looks like they use for people that were in car accidents.
A tourniquet?
Yeah, if you've got a partially severed limb, you can use this Band-Aid. It's so enormous.
Heather was over here once and then went into our linen closet, and she said, looks like CVS in here. Same kind of thing, just trays and trays of all sorts of items. It's well organized, everything labeled. You guys are out of your minds.
Have you watched episode 4 of 100 Days to Indy?
I have not.
So it's Will Power and a couple of other guys. Because of that series that I was panning at first, I'm a Will Power fan now. Never thought I would be.
Somehow along the way, a switch went off in me to get in his camp. It's good to see him sort of find himself a new personality that sort of, as he sort of was transitioning, I sort of joined his camp.
Yeah.
And of course, Danica left, so I was left brokenhearted.
Have you written her a love note? Did you ever just like go totally fanboy and write something to her?
No.
Would you?
No.
Oh, okay.
Milka Dunno, maybe.
Oh, Robin Miller called her. Do you remember the nickname he gave her? Milk and Donuts.
Yeah, Milk and Donuts.
Didn't Danica bitch slap her?
Yeah.
Didn't they get into it?
Yeah, they did. They had a moment.
At Mid-Ohio, maybe? And next thing you knew, they were kissing, and then they were naked on the floor in the pits.
I just needed a moment for that. Okay, it's over. So how about those Colts?
I don't think any of them were naked and kissing.
No.
But, well, maybe.
You don't know.
No, I don't know.
It's 2023.
The first time I ever went to a dermatologist, when I started thinning out on the top of my head.
It's called balding.
Keely's looking at it and she goes, you've got a mole up there that you need to have looked at. And I'm like, really? She said, yeah, I want that looked at, which is, refreshing that she cares that much. We used to tease each other, and you and I were talking about this before, where life insurance is all paid up.
Right.
You're going to go to Hawaii when I die. I know you are. You're going to take the insurance money and just go on a trip someplace. Like, whew, got rid of that baggage. Time to get on with my life.
Bag in a bag.
So she makes an appointment for me to go to this dermatologist, never been before. And so I go to this medical building and I go in. Might even have been like a Saturday morning, like not a time where you would think a doctor would be available. Mm-hmm. And so I go into this examining room and the guy shows up and he's got like a T-shirt on, the white jacket, and jeans and flip-flops. And he's drinking coffee out of a styrofoam cup with no lid. I thought, is he like the facilities manager? He can't be the doctor.
He just found one of those lab coats.
Yeah,
in the back.
yes. Yeah. He just
This looks good on me.
bought it at Goodwill, used it for Halloween, and now
I like this jacket.
now he's impersonating a doctor. And so he wants to know why I'm there. And I explain my wife was concerned about this mole on the top of my head. And he looks at it and just real casually, he's like, oh, that's a blah, 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 keratosis. Blah, blah, blah.
Did you learn that from watching St. Elsewhere?
And he goes, that's nothing. That's benign. Might even fall off later. And I go, okay, good. And he goes, so what's the real reason you're here? And I go, that is the real reason I'm here. And he goes, are you sure there's not something else you want me to see? I said, I'm 100% positive. Is there something maybe below the belt that you would like me to see? And I said, there is absolutely not anything below the belt that I would like you to see.
In any universe.
No. So we're really done here? Yeah. You don't even know how done we are at this point.
Fine.
That's right. Just send the bill to me in the mail because I'm out of here. Finish your coffee and go pester somebody else.
I had to go up to the med check the other day. Got there early to try to just beat the rush. Got out of my car at 8 o'clock when the door opened, and another guy got out of his car at 8 o'clock when the door opened, and he was passing me on the inside.
Oh, really?
And so I just let him
Your
go.
spotter didn't tell you that?
I thought I didn't need to just elbow him and race him to the door. It wasn't a life or death situation. And I go in, and he's up to the counter, and I'm back 6 feet, just laying back, next in line. And she said, good morning, sir. What can I help you with? He said, I'm here for an STD screening.
No wonder he was passing you on the inside.
And I thought, so, dude, how was your weekend?
Great until now.
Yeah.
Boy, the stories I had that I want to forget now.
It just was kind of one of those weird, he could have passed her a note. You had asked the question, what's the craziest road trip you had taken? And it was going to be Aerosmith, right? And it didn't.
Yeah.
It ended up happening. A good friend of mine who lives in Phoenix, he and I decided we were going to do a lost weekend. So I flew to Phoenix to hang out with my buddy Dave. And he said, hey, let's go to Vegas. And I said, okay, that's cool, because I had nothing else going on. And so we rented a Cadillac. We had something big and comfortable. And
This is like Hunter Thompson meets something else.
and big, comfortable car with air conditioning, because we were driving from Phoenix to Vegas.
Okay. Did you have your attorney with you too?
We did not.
Okay.
But it was before cell phones, so before Google Maps or GPS or anything.
Okay.
There might have been cell phones, but not smartphones. So
Okay.
before smartphones. Mm-hmm. And so we're cruising along in the middle of nowhere. And the game was air temperature and speedometer identical.
Okay.
So we were going 112.
Okay. Wow. Okay. That's cool.
Hauling the mail through the desert. And I think we're noticing the sun is going the wrong direction. Long story short, we decided that
You went to L.A.?
we were just going the wrong way for an hour.
I did that backpacking.
So yeah, so we're an hour already into the wind. Turn around to drive another hour to get back onto our regular path to Vegas.
So what direction were you headed? Were you going to Denver?
No, I think we were just going north. from Phoenix to Las Vegas.
No, I mean the wrong direction.
Oh, I don't even know.
Oh.
We didn't have a map.
So you've got digital readouts, but not a compass.
We had a sundial. But we did realize that, I don't know if we might have been going west. I don't know.
Okay.
In L.A. or something.
Yeah.
But
Omaha.
Yeah, it's like, something just didn't feel right. And so we made it. We arrived. But it was just that epiphany of, oh, sugar. Something ain't right here.
You're more of a music guy than I am in terms of like the vast knowledge that's in the Andy Simons vault. So 1980, the Stones released, was it Tattoo You or Some Girls?
Pass.
One of those. I'm Just Waiting on a Friend. That album.
See, I'm just not that deep where I could tie a song to an album. So,
okay.
I mean, I know the songs, I know the albums, but I can't connect the dots.
So I'm at Ball State. They're touring to support that album. They're in Detroit at the Pontiac Silverdome for 3 shows. And guys from our house were going up. Different guys had tickets for different shows. And they were all sold out. So Jeff, my roommate, and I decide, let's go to the last show. And I think it was a Sunday night. It was on the weekend. And we didn't have tickets, but we thought, oh, we can get tickets. Nobody was selling tickets. Like every concert I've ever been to, every sporting event, there's some dude with a fan of tickets, like you're holding a deck of cards.
Scalping
Tickets.
Sure.
Not happening there.
Right.
And so we are just like, well, I guess we're going to just go have some gummies in the car and wait on this stupid effing concert to be over. And we're just like dejected little, this is stupid.
Listening to a Rolling Stones 8-track.
And so just shoulders slumped, we're headed back to the car. And here comes this dude. And he goes, hey, do you guys need a ticket? And we're like, yeah. And he goes, I don't have a ticket. I don't want to punch anybody, but I kind of do. And he said, but I can get you in. And we're like, you can? And he said, yeah. What's it worth to you? And again, going back to, I paid $8 to see the Eagles. So this was like 1980. Mm-hmm. And we're like, well, we were prepared to pay $20 for these tickets.
Did you hear me? $20.
20. And we're like,
oh, that's real money.
Starting high, with the negotiation. And so he said, okay, so 20 from each of you? And we're like, yeah. He goes, okay, pay me and follow me. We're like, okay. So we go up to this random door at the Pontiac Silverdome, and he goes, okay, I'm going to open this door. There are going to be some women at a table. You sign the clipboard, parking dome level 6. Here, you take this, and he like hands Jeff a rain jacket type thing, and he hands me the pants. And he said, then once you sign in, I'll sign in first, and I'll wait for you at the first landing. And we're like, okay. So we go in. He opens the door. There are those ladies there. We sign the clipboard, parking dome level 6 with our name, turn around. We go to the first landing in the steps, and he's there. And we go up to the second landing, and all of a sudden these police come bolting out of this door and throw this guy down the steps. And I'm looking at this like, is this us next? I mean, what the heck is going on? And this guy's yelling, and they're like kicking him down the stairs, and all of the mayhem goes below us. We keep walking up these stairs.
Rock and roll.
And he opens these double doors, and it's the stadium. And he goes, okay, I'll see you guys later. We're like, great. So we're like, where do you want to go? And we're like, I guess let's go down by the stage. So we go down by the stage, and Iggy Pop is the opening act. Carlos Santana is the middle act.
I care this much about Iggy Pop, unfortunately. I'm holding up a goose egg right now. Sorry.
About the size of a golf ball.
Santana, yes.
Santana as an opening
That's
act.
a strange bill. We could probably look up a laundry list of strange opening acts, but there's a famous story of Jimi Hendrix opening for the Monkees once. For Rizzle.
Wow.
Yeah, process that one. We were talking about the Rolling Stones zip code tours, and they went around to X amount of zip codes around the United States. It wasn't a coast-to-coast tour. It was maybe only 6 or 8 or 10 dates across the country, and we were the Indianapolis zip code.
Oh, the Speedway one.
And they had various opening acts, and I think the shortcomings of the management of the Rolling Stones, we were in Indiana, so we got to have a country act.
Oh, my gosh.
And so they had Rascal Flatts.
Oh, wow.
Was the opening act, which was weird. Not that they weren't okay.
Right.
They thought that we were in Kentucky.
Jimi Hendrix and the Monkees.
Tennessee, or, they just thought Indiana was hillbillies. They consciously put a different opening act into the indie show.
Bernie Ecclestone, is he the manager?
Exactly. I mean, Leonard Skinner would have been better.
This guy that was my best friend forever, and his mom was kind of like my mom away from home mom. She was like my kid's surrogate grandmother. If I didn't have anything to do, I would go over to their house and just watch basketball with their mom.
Just like family.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And so they called me up and they said, hey, would you eulogize our mom? And I said, well, yeah, what an honor. Wow, yes. And they're like, oh, good. Okay, because we were thinking, okay, how are we going to do this? What are we going to do? And this is his sisters. So I said that we were best friends for a long time. He decided he didn't care for my dog and pony show anymore, and he broke up with me as a friend.
Had enough of you.
He had enough.
Right.
Sent me a 10-page letter through the mail of all the reasons that he didn't like me.
Handwritten or typed?
Handwritten.
Both sides?
Both sides. I paid extra postage to send it. And I'm sure every stamp he licked, he did with venom.
He at least didn't send it COD.
Yeah, I probably would have paid it because I had no idea he hated me.
How exciting. A letter.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know it came because I don't normally check the mail. And so Keely said, are you going to open that letter from Scott or what? And I said, I didn't know a letter came from Scott. And she goes, yeah, it's a big, thick, I can't, what is in it? I have no idea. Can I open it and read it? I was like, yeah. And she's reading it and I'm working and her mouth just is like open. And she's like, oh my God, he's breaking up with you. And so,
couldn't he just use a simple text?
No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't text. He doesn't text. He doesn't email. He doesn't use the computer.
Like the kids these days.
No, technology passed him by.
Send you a TikTok.
Yes, he did. He has a TikTok account, and he did it in a limerick. I'm doing this eulogy for her. I'd known her since I was a little kid, so it was really easy to eulogize her. And there was a minister that was going up after me. And so
you were the opening act?
I was the opening act. That's exactly right.
Had to go there.
I'm like knocking it out of the park, making people laugh at the service. And people are with me. It's like, it was a great set. And the minister comes up to me to shake my hands and he goes, there's no way I can follow that.
Amen.
I guess. I mean, you're supposed to add the whole religious part of this. Not only could he not follow me, the sisters wanted their money back. They got their money back.
From the pastor?
They said, you sucked beyond belief and we're not paying. We want the money back.
To the minister?
To the minister.
They gave it to you?
Well, they did. They wanted to, and I said, I can't take money for this. I loved her. This is like one of the greatest gifts you can ever be given is to say goodbye to somebody that you love the way that you let me do that. Mm-hmm. I can't take any money for it. And they're like, we want to give you something. And I said, you know that Leroy Neiman that is hanging in the living room? Mm-hmm. And they go, yeah. Well, that's Scott's. We would have to get clearance from the tower from him. I'm just saying, if you want to give me something, then I'll take that. But, letting me do that was really all I need.
I don't want the Van Gogh.
But I'll take the Leroy Neiman of the IU.
Absolutely.
It was from when IU played UCLA.
Right.
Long story short, I ended up getting that. So every time I look at it, I think of her living room. I think of her. But yeah, the minister couldn't follow me. Standing ovation at the funeral.
Mic drop. Peace out, bitches. Hi, this is Andy. If you enjoyed listening to our podcast, please be sure to subscribe and share. Remember, laughter is contagious. Help us spread it by telling a friend.